behind. Psycho! It's the Weird Science DC Comics Absolute DC show. It's the Weird Science DC Comics Absolute DC show. So let's go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Weird Science Absolute DC Comics Show. I'm here with my man, Matt. What up, Matt?
What up, Jim?
What up is we're catching up on some books. We're going to be doing the Wonder Woman and the Absolute Superman. The Wonder Woman being issue number 22 and the Absolute Superman number 22. As we do this, you'll know once you start listening, this may come out as its own thing, or we may add it with the Absolute Batman that is coming out in a couple days. I'll have to see what we will end up doing. But in the meantime, we're jumping right into this Wonder Woman, Absolute Wonder Woman. I'll tell you, we had a bunch of things happen. We ended up having an annuals week. You had to do a bunch of other things with me. So these kind of got pushed aside. And it got to a point where, I'm telling you, this Wonder Woman has got me a bit down. This art by Dylan Snook. I don't want to be mean, but it sucks. It's not good at all. And it kind of really, it's not like Kelly Thompson was really pushing the envelope here either. It looks like she's taken some time off. I don't know. It's important with what happens with Barbara Minerva, but boy, it doesn't feel big at all.
I think the artist is trying to ape the Hayden Sherman style. It would almost be better if they did their own thing.
Just did their own thing. I mean, I'm telling you, you had the DeLuise, I believe it was before.
God. Perfection.
Not trying to epic, or to try to mimic anything. And it was epic. That's why I said that. It was great. Also, you could get Riccardo Federici up in here. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah. And you do end up having some huge, the Manticore was just a joke last issue. You get him back again. I'm like, he's still a joke. He looks like the Cowardly Lion from just like a 5-year-old's cartoon or something. It just doesn't happen.
But it says a lot about the comic book industry and because this has got to be in a top 5 book for DC, right? I mean, they can't get the top artists for it.
I don't know
does it come down to money or what are they doing?
I don't know because people might say Hayden Sherman. I was used to his.
No, Hayden Sherman is the main person. We all recognize that. It's just the fill-ins need to be good.
We're saying that this guy's aping or mimicking the deal. I think they might have thought that his style would fit. It doesn't. It just does not look good. Also, seriously, this sword of Wonder Woman. Thank God it's gone.
There's no edge to it. It's just a black box.
It's just a big, and it's like 10 million feet tall. It's this issue. The idea of it gets almost too big to be anything. I'm saying the whole issue itself and just the Wonder Woman stuff just doesn't have the gravitas this book has had because the art, you can't get past.
Even Hayden Sherman will draw some sexy ladies and stuff.
Yeah.
This, you got a naked Barbara Minerva, I guess, or whatever, and she's not. It's not hot. I don't know what I'm looking at here.
I think you're a bit sick. I'm telling you though, but at one point I was like, oh, so what did they do? They hire Rocky Balboa here as Wonder Woman?
Oh my God,
there were points. Wonder Woman number 1, somebody let her get some beauty rest. She's got the craziest rolls under her eyes. She's got to do something here.
Her eyes are too close together. Her nose is all banged up. I don't know.
Off.
Looks like she went 5 rounds with whoever.
Apollo Creed.
Yeah, there you go. Apollo
That's
Creed.
who she went with.
And lost. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, of course, it's the first movie. Here we go. It's Absolute Wonder Woman number 22, written by Kelly Thompson, art by Dylan Snook. Now, again, I know people are going to be, oh man, you're jerks and whatever. I'm used to it. I hear that from my wife every day. I still love this book. It's still one of my top 3 books.
Yeah.
I'm just more. It's
you expect the best. That's all.
Well,
at
that's
all
the
times
thing.
now.
This is what drives me nuts. I don't know what the hell happened, but suddenly I'm not even allowed to get mad at the Eagles. Like me and you, when me and you are talking with the Eagles games on, we're in the Slack messaging each other. you don't want to hear the shit that we're yelling. Like, we are livid about every play and, what are they doing? Jalen Hurts, why can't you say? But we love them.
Yep.
And that's why we're mad. And that's how I go with comics as well. So I think people have lost that. It's ridiculous. I'm telling you. Alshon Jeffries, at one point, he dropped a pass that didn't allow them to get back to the Super Bowl. Some asshole ends up putting up a billboard in Philadelphia. We still love you. We forgive you. I'm like, you speak for yourself. I was pissed. Same thing happened with A.J. Brown. I'm telling you, we're cursed. But here we go. I did like Alshon.
Yeah, he was cool.
Lot, but yeah, so like I said, it's written by Kelly Thompson. Dylan Snook on art. Jordy Belair on colors. Becca Carey on letters. Yeah, the editor, Ash Padilla, assistant editor, and Chris Conroy, editor. So it's just going to continue what we had in 21. You end up where Wonder Woman's going to try to save her mother. And then in the meantime, Barbara Minerva is talking to Erskataga and deciding if she wants to accept being the new Cheetah. The Barbara Minerva stuff's better. At least you have something like, is she going to do it? And is she being manipulated? Because Erskataga is talking a good game. Because Barbara's smart and says, what's the twist? And why are you manipulating me? He's like, no, I'm not. Why would I? He's bullshitting her still.
Yep.
But, not really mentioning, by the way, if it is, you never know with the absolute universe, but you're going to have the taste for human flesh here. Like, that's one of the biggest things with Cheetah.
It's a big side effect.
Not really mentioning it. Like, there's one little bit you're going to have to eat human flesh. Well, but says, hey, you've always been. Like, I'm not going to say that you get your wildest dreams because you've always dreamed big. He's really, really getting her going here.
I think that would freak me out more if somebody's monitoring my childhood and stuff.
Yeah, I'd be like, what the hell? And in the art, again, that's a kind of a cool thing where they show her and she's digging in at the beach, making like a sand, and then it morphs into her being an archaeologist, right?
Yep.
But she's got too big a head as a little kid. Like, she looks freakish in my mind, but that's fun. Also, I'm pissed off because she was allowed to be an archaeologist. I wasn't. But yeah, the whole thing of her.
And then also, your dad is so wrong about that. The's so many things to discover. He's out of his mind.
He's a dick. It's fun.
So many things.
R.I.P. Daddy-O. He said that in 81.
Yeah,
it wasn't like he said it in 19 whatever.
Yeah.
Even if it was 1999.
No.
We were partying. No, it was 1981.
Sorry, Pops.
The whole thing was he knew that I'd just seen Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Well, at least something was inspiring you.
Yeah, really. He didn't like that. I'm telling you. So he wanted me to be a police officer because we watched Barney Miller reruns. But yeah, so you end up where Erskataga even says, listen, you don't have to be against Diana. You guys can be friends. That's fine. And you'll be equal.
That'll all be
You'll
lies.
be a demigod. And she's like, she's a demigod? And then Erskataga, like, he really skims over that.
He's I guess so. It works for me.
Like, she has powers. I don't know what you'd call her, but that's what I think. And then she says, okay, I'll do it. Like, even at the point where it seems like Erskataga still thinks that he still has to convince her. She's like, I'll do it. And then boom, and right away you're like, I don't think she's enjoying this when she turns into Cheetah. At that point, Veronica Cale's coming to see her, and then the alarm goes off because she is completely ripped through the walls. And there is a weird part here of Veronica Cale's like, well, yeah, come see, come saw, but why the hell did she take the old Cheetah's
You think she
body?
merged with the body maybe or something? Or she actually took it?
Like
Or is she just the body now?
She might have just eaten it.
Because they don't show it really. They show her.
Yeah, but she doesn't like grab it. She kind of morphs.
Her hand does something, but.
So she looks like she turns into the Wolfman.
The Wolfman.
The Wolfman.
But yeah, she's gone. Like, they're like, hey,
They're like, well, this is a cool story. We want Hayden Sherman to finish this one up.
Yeah. So in that, they're like, hey, look at that. She's gone. And so, yeah. So then we go to the underworld and you see Diana with, clouds from Final Fantasy.
I love Daniel Warren Johnson. I think he's one of the best, creative forces that we have in comics now, but he really has ruined a lot of stuff. Like, everybody's aping that and it just doesn't work.
the funny thing is, there's another issue that's coming out this coming week. I was looking at indie stuff, and people were going on and on because this one cover, it looks like Daniel Warren Johnson. It isn't. It's another guy.
There are so many clones now, and that's a lot of this too.
I'm telling you right now, that's who they should have gotten.
Yeah, that's what we said last time. If you're going to
get a guy who apes it, yeah, get him.
Yes.
He already did Wonder Woman. It'd be so cool. And he did that. He did the Batman thing that actually, I think, won an Eisner.
Daniel,
much to the chagrin of all those haters who hated that issue. But yeah, you have Wonder Woman's like, As You Wish, all these things. It's kind of funny going against Cerberus, going against Skyla.
Are Skyla, her legs the wolves?
No, her legs are the octopus legs that then morph into the wolves as well.
So it's like half and half kind of thing?
Yeah.
There's a lot going on with this chick.
She's got too much going on.
Not much going on up top. A lot going on downstairs.
Well, downstairs, she's got a lot going on, and she doesn't have a lot going on her social calendar. Nobody's getting near this woman.
How would she? How would you even get near her?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I could see the Manticore could do something, maybe, but
no, maybe. Look at the Manticore shows up and just looks goofy.
I forgot about
especially when he's walking.
He's got that
when he's
stupid
on his hind legs.
tail.
Yeah, look at his face.
So what's a Manticore? A man's face, a lion's body, a scorpion's tail, and something else?
Yeah.
Nonsense.
I'm telling you. Man, a boar. Like, this guy shows up, though he is funny. If I saw this guy, I'd laugh. So Wonder Woman says, hey, this is good, because she did hack him a bit and says, when you wake up, you're going to want to attack Skyla. So this worked. When you wake Manticore attack Skyla, he does. He goes and starts attacking. Poor guy doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Looks like at one point, like, he's yelling, but he might be trying to give a headbutt to the one wolf, but it doesn't
looks
work.
like the Cowardly Lion. Like, just that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what he looks
throwing of him.
And I love the Wizard of Oz.
Not the greatest technology. The suit wasn't that great.
But the Cowardly Lion is not anybody else. I'm going to say is very intimidating. It's ridiculous. So he ends up just getting whacked. I like the.
Does he do anything? Just gets.
I don't know. I think he's attempting a headbutt at one point. Yeah, he's gone. He gets thrown off a cliff. Poor guy. Probably landed right on that big head. Look how big his head is. So then Skyla, and I'll admit, last issue, I kind of thought that Skyla was also Hecate. But it's not.
No.
So the whole play of this is, and I'm telling you, first read through, I was like, what the hell are you talking about? But the second, I'm like, okay, I get it. The idea that Skyla wants to kill Cersei, going after Wonder Woman, you kind of lose track of the idea that Wonder Woman is there to save her mom.
Yeah, I did kind of forget about that.
It just feels like it's just them fighting. So then Cersei shows up then, which is pretty cool and kind of, But again, even that's a big thing. Cersei comes back. They're talking magic bullshit, right? So then she does a spell, and then you look at it, there's a boom.
Yep.
Looks ridiculous. It looks like it's like something that you got off of an Andy Warhol.
I kind of like that boom, actually.
I don't like it. It doesn't.
It looks like a pencil sketch colored in with a.
It just looks
pencil.
like pop. It looks like 60s pop art.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden there, and then you get the scree. Her bit of her tentacle is already up, but then you see at the bottom, Wonder Woman's there. I don't know what she's doing. She's like elbowing.
Yeah.
It's like an elbow shiv, and then it gets us. I'm like, okay, what's happening? So then they're like, oh, and she's like, oh, Mom, it's good you came back. Then it looks like Cersei's too close to Skyla, but then she's doing her crazy,
I don't like that magic font either, too. Like, what is that?
No, that's what I'm saying. It's nothing. So, like,
how are we supposed to play along if we don't know what the fuck she's saying?
I'm not playing along with that crap. That backwards word magic can go shove it.
I don't know what this is.
That's when you see Wonder Woman with the sword, and it just looks like a big giant like girder. Like she's sitting there with it, and I'm like, I see that axe, pretty cool. That sword's ridiculous.
It's insane.
And at one point, she uses to block the dogs, and then they're going, hey, what's your plan? And then she said, because that's when you end up having Cersei puts like a bubble around them. I didn't get that until she said it. You see something, but it just looks like they're, you know what I mean?
Like a timeout bubble? Like you can go in there and talk?
It's like anytime like a Green Lantern has problems. If a building falls and there's a Green Lantern around, you're going to get the
Invisible
shit.
Woman,
oh,
too.
here I am. So you end up where Wonder Woman says, you're not going to like what I did. And Cersei's like, well, what I don't like is you look like shit.
She does.
But hey, what'd you do? And she says, I ended up, my fate's tied to yours now. If Skylar ends up killing you, it kills me. And I'm like, the first time reading it, I was just like, at that point, I'm like,
Doesn't make any sense.
what the hell are you doing? But it makes the reason why it makes sense is that Hecate would not want Diana to be killed. So this is what gets Hecate there.
Oh, got it. To prevent it. Yeah.
Yeah, it says Hecate isn't going to like this. Skylar, actually, I do like Skylar. Like, Skylar cares not.
You know,
and she's like, I'm going to kill both of you.
You know who she reminds me of? In Ghostbusters. What's her name?
Oh, yeah.
Sigourney
Weaver.
Weaver.
Yeah, Sigourney Weaver. This
Doesn't it kind of look like that when she had the bubble suit on or whatever?
She says that, yeah. So you end up where this is going to go against Hecate. She's not allowed to do this and says, we'll see, Tiny Human. Then boom, Hecate shows up and says, you can't do this. If you do it, you're done. And then it was understood. Skylar is not your dog. Hecate, she eats what she wants. And like, all right, Ricky Henderson, stop the third person bullshit. Get out of here. She's like, you're not going to do it. So you better watch out. If you kill these two and end up killing Wonder Woman, you're going to have to deal with me. And she ends up just getting like zapped away. And then Hecate's kind of pissed.
I kind of like that
this is
page
kind
where
of
it says
bullshit.
enough. I like that.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
That was actually the best.
They spent
probably
a lot
the
of
best
time
art
on that.
in the 2 issues.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. So she comes down. And again, it's pretty cool. Like Kelly Thompson, I said at the beginning that Kelly Thompson, like, oh man, she kind of phoned it in or whatever, but that's a pretty clever thing. That's a very mythological thing. So I'll give her credit. But then Hecate says like, hey, Wonder Woman, whatever. But, Cersei, you better watch yourself. Like, you got to keep her in line. She's doing shit that she shouldn't do, and people are going to be pissed. And then Cersei says, well, what if I can't?
Mm-hmm.
What if I can't control her? And it's like, well, then we would have chosen her mother poorly. And that kind of hits Cersei. And then she suddenly looks like some, Roman dude.
Yeah.
She does not look great there. So again, they're playing the mythological deal and stuff like that and the whole play of what they are. But then you finally go back and remember when in the last issue I said, I think that all of her little buddies, her little
they were dead.
demons, they were dead, and she's like, and she didn't react. I guess she was just kind of had to do shit.
Yeah.
So she comes back and she's like, "Oh man, but this is what we've had in this." And remember, you had a big thing with Aphrodite, who ended up saying people are going to be drawn to Diana. And she's going to have problems at some point because she's not going to know. We said it was like being rich. All of a sudden, you win the lottery. You don't know who's your friend or who's trying to get. So you have that. And then she realizes everybody around me dies and says, I hope that Barbara Minerva's okay because everybody else has problems. These are like my friends, my oldest friends. They're dead. We have to bury them. They're burnt. They're horrific. And she's crying and says, I've never felt so lost and so angry. And then Cersei says, but beloved daughter, angry is where I excel, so I can help you. And she goes, well, I'll need new weapons. And she goes, that's the spirit. I'm like, thank God that sword's gone. That thing is ridiculous.
I know.
It was so ridiculous. So
you forget, too, that she's stuck down in this thing for a month.
Yeah, she can't go out. Yeah, she can't.
It would be nice to have a reminder of that in here.
It would be nice to have a reminder and maybe a calendar.
Yeah.
Because I could say to you that this took a month. Or I could say to you, this took a week.
Or we could play it like they did in that stupid Ultimate Universe where they, you didn't, Spider-Man or whatever, you didn't know what month was what.
Yeah. Yeah, that nonsense. But yeah, so you have next.
Is it this arc over then? Are we into something else?
Yeah, it's over. I think this was just, it's the 202. Hayden Sherman should be back next issue.
Thank God.
So that'd be
Although,
good. Yeah.
They're doing something else, that other Legion of Superheroes or whatever, right, too? So maybe there's a plan to take them off.
Well, if he's off, they better find somebody good because this book is too big to just throw to the wolves, if you will, here because this guy stinks. Again, I feel bad. I don't want the guy to listen.
There are some cool moments.
Man, I want to see how
he draws the wolves pretty cool.
I think the Barbara Minerva stuff is done pretty well as well.
It's just the Wonder Woman stuff's not good.
Wonder Woman stuff is just it's the
Veronica Cale.
It's weird. You know what's weird is usually when we have problems like this, we'll say, "Oh, the faces are bad." But that particular, they draw good in costume. But the weird thing is I think he's better at just the normaler looking things. But when you get the big things like the Manticore, that should be really big, it just looks goofy.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, Skylar does not look that great either.
Well,
she's kind of a mess.
Matea de Luis, or whatever his name is. Can you imagine him drawing a Skyla or whatever, or a Manticore?
And again, remember the issues he was on?
Crazy.
They were more mythical type things that really lend to that epic
At first,
art.
I thought this is too small, but it's actually not. It's big.
Yeah, it's pretty big. But that's the problem. It feels small. Maybe because of the...
It's not, though.
I don't
really think about it.
I don't want to diss this guy too much, but... but I mean...
Yeah, but we have high expectations. What do you want? I don't know.
I have eye expectations, and this doesn't... It hurts my eyes.
See, they got to be... I mean, how could you not recognize you got something working really well, not to take advantage of it? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it, but what would you give this?
I still, enjoy it and everything. I did this one a 6.5. I don't know, 6.5.
I'll go 6.5. Yeah. I could go down to a 6. I'm not going up to a 7.
No, 6.5 is right.
Okay. And when all is said and done, 6 months from now, I'm not going to be talking about these two like we talk about that De Luis deal. I'm just going to be like, remember that art?
It's just got to be shocking in a trade if
some
you're
of the
reading
shit
this.
will come up because of the idea of Barbara Minerva.
Yeah.
And turning into Cheetah, but it's kind of a shame. But we'll move to the next book, which has a fill-in artist. But
a good fill-in artist.
A little bit better.
Yeah.
A little bit better. And again, it's Juan Ferreira, who we love. And in that, he ain't trying to ape anybody. He's like...
No, he's got his own style, man.
Juan's doing what Juan's going to do. And so I think Superman looks different at points than what he has, but looks pretty cool. Except one instance where I swear I don't like the costume, but I do like it. But I'll give you the credits. I think these are in the back. I got
with artist is easy because there's one guy that does everything.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. It's Jason Aaron writing, Juan Ferreira on art and colors, and that's the thing. I remember talking to him and saying, "Oh, who does your inks? He doesn't do inks."
Got mad, right?
He does. Yeah, he just pencils and colors. He didn't get mad. He's just like, because I know what it was. I called him a triple threat because it said art by Juan Ferreira at that point. And I said, "Oh, he does the colors, the inks, and the
pen." So
pen.
you never use a pen, Juan? Come on, I doubt it.
Yeah, seriously. But then it's weird too because then they say artist and colors. I think I changed the game. They have to mention it because he doesn't do inks.
He wanted that triple paycheck or whatever, Why not?
I thought he was a triple threat.
I mean, he's getting paid for 3 things, I think.
Well, he is a triple threat. Yeah. Artist, color, and awesome dude. That's what he is. So I've talked to him a bunch, and he's a really nice guy. And I'm telling you, I've said that about him and Jeremy Adams and some people that if you have a question or you want to give him a shot, he'll talk to you. He'll give you some,
he drew you in a comic before too, right?
Yeah, so, like 7 times.
So, but it wasn't actually you. But hey, listen, you could probably find my picture if you want to draw me in, or like actual picture of me.
Yeah. See, there is a part where it really looks like he's trying to draw some people, but we'll have to see, like a friend of his or something. But this is Get Brainiac Part 1 Metallo. It is, as I said, Jason Aaron writing, Juan Ferreira on art and colors, Becca Carey letters, Ash Padilla assistant editor, Chris Conroy editor. And when you open it up, you can tell it's Juan. And when you go through, Juan's big thing is the cross section.
Yeah.
I love him. He only gets to do it like one time.
Yeah, it was a little disappointing.
Cool. Also, Jason Aaron, I don't know that Jason Aaron, this is a little nitpick, but it kind of gets me is this. If Superman is powered by the sun, right? A cloudy day does not matter.
You still get sun.
The radiation is still coming through. You could say
it would be dark if you didn't have sun.
Yeah. I'm like, don't do that bullshit. I can't stand that.
And even then, you probably still have sun, even when it's dark.
Yeah. Yeah. I love where that's like a nitpick. One of the nitpicks, Brett Booth. It drives him nuts if you ever say anything about the dark side of the moon. He'll go on and on about there's no such thing. And he just gets all pissed off about it. Also, the guy gets mad if you do anything with dinosaurs.
I think I agree with this guy. Who's this dude? I want to talk to him.
Brett Booth, the artist.
Yeah. Put me in contact with him.
Booth. I'll have to get him. He's on. He
sounds like he's onto some stuff.
The reason why it came up is I think it was Jason Aaron that had something. They kind of got in an argument online about it.
Brett Booth sounds like he's my kind of guy.
You know what Jason Aaron said at the end? He's like, listen, you're right scientifically, but kind of in culture-wise deal, it's mentioned a lot. So that's why I did it. I think he was trying to cover for himself. But this is a Metallo. issue. It's Superman going after Metallo. Metallo being Christopher Smith, the Peacemaker, who was shot in the head with a kryptonite bullet by Ra's al Ghul, and then brought back to life by Brainiac. And Brainiac kind of ended up manipulating him, and pretty much grooming him to be this Metallo. And this is where Superman kind of realizes this is that Agent Smith. Now, remember, Christopher Smith is not a good guy.
No.
Like
He
the
started
idea
off
of you
okay,
say,
it seems like.
Now, it is the problem, and they go back to it, the idea that he really didn't want to be in the field. He ended up, when we first saw him, he's like, I don't think I'm ready. And Brainiac at that point was just supposedly an AI.
Yeah.
And he's a little more than that, but and he's like, you will go back. So in this, he's like trying to almost get psychological help from the Brainiac AI and says, hey, when I go out, all I see is my dad's face and I want to kill it. Something's wrong with this helmet. And he's like, it's not that. This is something in my head. But that's why he ended up. And everything's set up for him. If you remember, he just mowed down innocent people. They were there protesting and he just got mad. They started telling him he was a joke. And it was where that was like his trigger. And he killed a bunch of people. So he's not good. So at the end, when you're hugging it out, I'm like, this is a bad guy. This isn't a guy. Now, again, you could say it wasn't his fault, but he's still murdered.
Not only that, but he's more machine than man. He's a complete monstrosity.
Yeah, now he's
it's
just
like,
crazy.
Why are we resuscitating this guy?
The Metallo, that's what I'm saying. I'm telling you, I'd probably just walk away.
Yeah.
But they're fighting. And through this whole fight, I said to you, and again, this is going to be different. It's the absolute deal. And it's pretty insane. Like this Metallo looks like he's a Transformer meets crazy RoboCop.
This
everything
should be drawing Iron Man or something.
Yeah,
this is cool.
Really cool. Or even like the Iron Spider.
Iron
suit.
Spider, yeah.
Looks pretty cool.
It's kind of
like
derivative,
that, right?
but it's cool looking.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Even though, do you like at one point when the one guy's like, hey, you can't hurt the Superman he's grabbing? That guy's dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
It made me laugh so much. But yeah, Superman fighting. He doesn't realize. He's like, man, I'm pretty weak. I don't know what's going on. Like, I got to get in the sun. But this finally realizes that, oh, God, it's that kryptonite. It's that synthetic kryptonite. He must have it. At one point, he thinks it's in the suit.
Yeah.
And normally what you'd have is Metallo has like a kryptonite heart type deal. In this, he's just all kryptonite. His blood's kryptonite because when he got shot and absorbed it. So that's kind of a cool
freak accident kind of thing. Yeah.
And I do like where Superman here, he doesn't know. So he's literally just bashing the armor off of Metallo. He's just like hitting him and then he realizes, oh shit, like this is kryptonite.
I'm starting to take damage.
I love when Metallo spits on him.
Ugh.
And he spits kryptonite spit. I'm like, not only is he weak, but he's got hepatitis.
You don't see that often in comics,
okay.
man. I mean,
I
spitting in
thought
some dude's mouth
insane.
like that. Yeah,
it's crazy. So all this, he keeps saying, "You're not Metallo. Your name is Christopher Smith." And then you get flashbacks of him where it is Brainiac saying, "Your name's Metallo," because when he came to after being dead, he couldn't remember who he was, and Brainiac took advantage of it. I said to you, it reminds me of the movie Miracle, about the 1980 ice hockey, the Olympic team, where in the movie, if you haven't seen it, Kurt Russell playing the coach, he's like, what team are you from? What team are you on? And they're all college kids, and they're like, oh, I'm from Minnesota. No. And finally, Michael Ruzioni says, Team USA.
Yeah.
And boom, you get the deal. So that's all this is. It is basically, what's your name? My name's Metallo. No. You're Christopher Smith. No, Metallo. And then Superman starts bringing things up and even says...
Your mom's name. You're from San Antonio.
I thought they were going to say Martha. But he's like, your mom's name's Mary. And I know
Mary
this because I was the...
Yeah.
Really. I'm the only one who went to your funeral. None of Lazarus did. I carried your casket. Your mom said that you loved her. And finally, that's...
Is that true, what he's saying? He did all that stuff for him?
Be funny. He's lying.
Weird.
He's like, I guess. I don't think we saw.
Who was this hippie showing up to my son's funeral? Like,
yeah, really. Who's this long-haired guy with this dust cape? I love the idea too of the way he says it. He just like picked up this Metallo coffin with one hand. Where do I put this? In there, throws it in the hole. But he was buried. he's like, it says on your gravestone, your tombstone, Christopher Smith. Then even as you go, you get this background. They did it before. They're doing it again. They're trying to make it a bit sympathetic. He wants to do the right thing. We find out later in this, his dad pretty much shot up a church or whatever, went in and killed everybody. Basically. Yeah, and
or a hate
got
crime,
killed.
I guess.
Yeah, it was a hate crime. It was like a
mosque.
A mosque. Couldn't remember what I was going to say. A mausoleum. But yeah, he went in and shot up a bunch of people, and it seems like the police came and killed him. And so he's like, "Your dad never came out."
Suicide by cops.
Whatever. Yeah. So he at that point he wanted to be a peacemaker. He wanted to give people, but unfortunately, Lazarus wasn't setting the peacemakers up to be that. And he ends up finding out pretty early. This one guy's like Mr. Tough Guy. Like he's like the union boss or whatever. He's like, hey, you better be out there, watching us because you're not going to know who the enemy is. And he's like, well, who are the enemies? Now you're a peacemaker. Okay. And then you get the thing of him saying, hey, I see my dad's face in the Brainiac AI. He's like, oh, something wrong with your visor. We'll switch that. And he's like, no, not that. In the meantime, though, Superman beats the living shit out of him and kills him. I mean, he legit
hits
kills
him hundreds of times.
Yeah, he hits him so much and then just goes and remember, too, he's not even full strength. And he's just destroying him. And then he dies. He has a heart attack. Yep. He has cardiac arrest, falls down. Superman's like, oh, shit. I didn't mean to do that. In the meantime, all it really does is get Brainiac to be like, I'm going to get out of here. Like, I guess this guy's bullshit. I can make another Metallo, and I'm going to go off. So then Superman starts giving him CPR. He gives him mouth to mouth. If he didn't have hepatitis before, he certainly has
radioactive blood, too. It hurts him when he does it.
Yeah, he's saying it's like blistering. It's like if Nikki Sixx ended up having you don't want to resuscitate that guy. You're going to get blisters and shit on your mouth. Be nonsense. But he wakes up and says, and also all the things this reminds me of, it's also the fight in They Live with Rowdy Roddy, where it just keeps going because he gets resuscitated, yells he's Metallo, and starts fighting again. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And this is where he hits him so hard, he hits him down into the sewer. It's pretty cool. Again, he's like, he knows that my power's from the sun.
There's still sunlight down there.
They're still there. You can maybe run out. And the idea, he says, maybe he remembers his name and the rest of it. So he says about his mom, says you were dead. I went to your funeral. You have all that. And finally, it's like weird because even when he's telling it, Metallo's like, no, I'm Metallo. And then he turns very oddly to he's yelling things. And then he's like, no, I'm Metallo. And he's like, wait, my mother? Oh my God. What was the name she gave me? My name's Christopher Smith. Superman's like, Dick, I've been telling you that for
I had to beat the crap out of you till you figured it out.
Yeah, I had to kill you. Bring you back for you to fucking remember that. But again, it's weird. It's not like he's saying, I think you kind of lose it a bit. He's not saying, I'm Metallo. Don't tell me I'm Christopher Smith because I'm not. He doesn't know. When he got killed and came back, he did not know his name. He said to Brainiac, what is my name? I don't remember it. Oh, you're Metallo.
Yeah, so you just go with that. Okay,
saying,
sure. Metallo.
So it wasn't just like, what's your name? Christopher Smith. No, he was like, but I don't think that's it. I think no, you're Metallo. And he kept torturing him about it. So yeah, this is him actually then just realizing wait a second. You're right. I am. He's just remembering now. And it just breaks him down.
Yeah.
So you end up, this is the best. He's there crying. That's when Brainiac comes back and's like, is that man crying? What a pussy. He might as well just say, what a snowflake, and leave. He's like, these people nowadays, oh my God. Guess I'm going to make another one that has a little more balls. And then he leaves, which is kind of shocking. And then Superman says, I want to go get him. But he can't. He can't fly.
Yeah,
at one point, he legit tries to pick up Metallo and fly him into the air, and he can't because of the kryptonite. And so he's like, oh, man. He's like, are you okay, Chris? And then he's like, you're not alone. And then they hug it out, which has to be the most painful hug ever.
Well, Superman's doing kryptonite. All the hugging. That dude's not doing anything.
Yeah, really. He's like, oh, my God. Yeah, look at that hand.
More ways than one.
Looks big.
And then have you noticed that?
Come here, baby. Let's kiss again. He likes.
Have you noticed that Brainiac, he draws him exactly like the Joker almost?
Yeah, that's actually when I was talking to somebody else about this. This Brainiac is 100% the Joker.
It is, right? Because I know the Joker's
Because
not really the Joker.
The Joker himself is a Bruce Wayne Joker deal. I think that Jason Aaron's like, we need that kind of character.
I mean, it is. I've seen the Joker look like this before.
Yeah, and he acts like that. He acts completely unhinged like that. And so I'm glad you brought that up because I did bring that up in another show that I end up doing. And I'm like, yeah, this is weird because, it doesn't feel like the right. This isn't the Brainiac who just collects cities. And
no, he's not really science-based. He's just like
it is. He's a maniac who goes. Remember when it really started, I think, for me, is when he went and killed all those people in the backyard when they were having that picnic.
Oh, that was great. He was strolling through that neighborhood. Yeah.
That was definitely a Joker moment, but it's just.
And then this page, it's worth mentioning. I know we didn't. The silhouette page when they're fighting is really cool. And then you have the little panels within each of the silhouettes.
Some of them are so cool.
I've never seen anything like that.
One's so good. He's so good. And I still think that he wasn't able to do everything he wanted to do because it just.
It's pretty detailed,
though.
I mean,
crazy. It is. I mean, that page, like you're talking, when you have the silhouettes is awesome. And you have some flashback panels. You have them. I mean, Superman at this point is legitimately still beating the living shit out of a guy who he just resuscitated.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing. And I said at one point, he looks so cool when he's there and you have him like, you're the perspective, the POV of Brainiac, or not Brainiac, of Metallo. And Superman's like about to punch. He looks so cool. That hair, I don't care what anybody was saying before. But then later, when he is in the sewer, and he's like at the mouth of the sewer. And if you do look, Juan has done something really cool where the entrance of the sewer is definitely the Omega symbol as well, which looks really neat.
Oh, yeah.
But he looks weird. It doesn't look like any. I don't like the costume. He looks like Danzig. The other point, he looks like some cool grunger, right? He needs a little flannel on. But yeah, I liked it. I liked this issue. I saw a bunch of people like kind of down on this one. I don't love that he's hugging it out at the end. I think that's weird.
It's a cool visual.
Especially with what went, but it is cool. Did you look to see? I thought it was going to be different art in the reflection, like that play.
It's
like,
the same,
oh
right?
Man, it's good. Yeah, it's the same. I thought it was going to be one of those, like, you'd see them and they were actually, like, Metallo was actually Christopher Smith.
It actually looks cool. I think it looks cooler when you flip the tablet around and look at it.
Yeah, it looks pretty
black
cool.
and white on the top.
Yep. You have that Omega again.
Yep.
Looks like the Omega symbol. Pretty cool. But yeah, what would you give it?
I'd give this one an 8.5, I think.
I'd give it an 8.5. I thought it was good. I'll tell you, I enjoyed it a lot more the second read as well. So I paged through it again and I'm like, yeah, at first it's so much of just a fight and things going. But then when you kind of dig into it, it's a lot better. So I liked it. And I like Juan a lot. So I'd suggest people checking it out.
No, of course.
That is it for us. Again, we may be going off now to Absolute Batman, or that may be its own thing. I have to figure out how I get and how I can edit and when it comes up and things. Usually I like to have the Absolute show come up before the weekly show and not vice versa. It kind of like cuts things off at the knees a bit, but it's just one of those. So we'll see. But maybe I'll put it out like Thursday or something. We'll see. But I'm sure people will realize what it is by the time it happens. But thanks for joining me as always, Matt. And I think we only have Batman that's coming up will be me and Gray. But then I think right then we're a little late. So we'll be right back to these two again in a week or so. So we'll see how it goes. All right. And I am here with Gray. What up, Gray?
Hey, what up, Jim? Are you genki?
No, I'm not. I'm tired.
Oh.
My feet are swollen, like always. That's my big thing now.
Are you dying?
Jesus. I ended up last night, got severe cramps again. And
oh, no.
And I get them, they start in my thigh, then my hamstring, then my calf, then my feet. And it's all of them. And they hurt more than any cramp I've ever had.
Not the cramps, like you getting cramps in your body?
Yeah,
oh, my God.
Exactly. So I keep thinking that I'm having a burst freaking, I don't know, like a vein also. It feels like there's a clot. I'm telling you, it's bad. But I was yelling.
Are you blowing a gasket?
Tanya was yelling
at me. In merry old England?
Yeah, really. I actually said that yesterday. I apologized to people. Baby. I was on a show and I was screaming and yelling. I said, I think I just blew a gasket. But yeah, so here we are, and we have Batman, the book everybody loves. It's the book that they're always talking about at the rec center.
It's the book that's keeping American comics going, Jim.
Yeah,
Come on, admit it.
And it's one of those where there's been a couple down issues, and I think it has been a little bit down, but even down issues, still pretty good. I'm not talking about bad art and stuff like we had a couple times where that happened in all the books. And
Yeah, we did.
But this book's pretty consistent. You kind of get where you're going, but again, it's a slow moving book. You kind of get fooled by all the action or whatever, but you know, what are we really
It is slow.
doing?
Do you find it gets a bit repetitive at times? I was talking to a fearmonic about this today earlier, and it's like, yeah, you know, I still do like this book. It's probably my favorite, but it's a bit like, oh, come on, we've done this before.
That's kind of my deal too. And like you said, it gets a bit redundant with some of the themes, the idea of Bruce and the rogues, but this issue I think picks it up a bit. I don't like the Robins. I'm telling you, I do not like the Robins, but they're used in a way that Batman again is screwed. Also, once the Scarecrow's the breakout character of this book, and he comes back. But you even see before that when we get into this is Scarecrow has screwed Bruce up. He is messed.
He's hardly in it as well.
Holy
he's memorable, isn't it, Jim?
Yeah,
he's
barely
so
in
memorable.
it.
Like, oh,
and yet
Jesus,
he's
got in Bruce's head big time.
So we have Absolute Batman number 23, The Strawman Part 5. Scott Snyder writing, Nick Dragotta on art, Frank Martin, I'd like to say, on colors, Tom Napolitano on letters. You have Sabrina Futch on the associate editor, Katie Kubert editor, Chris Conroy executive editor. And I always appreciate when Nick Dragotta shows up once every 6 months. So I'll tell you, that's pretty cool, right?
I'm happy to see him on the book too.
I swear to God, they should count him as a guest artist. They should.
It's not that bad, but I know what you mean.
The thing that gets him away is that there isn't just one backup artist. But if there was, we would see that person at least equal to Nick Dragotta. But you end up starting out, and this is where I think some of the times it gets too wordy and things like this. It's Pennyworth, and he's talking to his daughter. And I don't mind this, but Julia, I do like as a character. But in this Absolute Universe deal, basically Julia's like, hey, don't, lose my number. You always show up and leave. We already had that at the very beginning. And in this, I don't think you get that much more. It just feels like it's Scott Snyder saying, hey, I'm going to have a cool conversation with, expand some things a bit with Pennyworth and his daughter. I'm like, I don't know if we need that.
Is it meant to be a catch-up for new readers? Is it meant to be a bit of a reminder of the character?
Because they do mention Batman and, hey, you're working with Batman and things like that. But at the end, you have the first full page. You go back to it then later for another bunch of things. And I'm not that interested in it. I have to admit, I'm not that interested in
I liked it, Jim, but I wasn't sure when this is meant to be set.
Well,
is it in the past?
Thing.
Is it now?
It seems like it's in the present. It wasn't clear,
was it?
It seems like it's in the present.
Okay.
When I first got there, I know that some people will laugh, but as I turned, I thought that was Bruce's mom. I thought it was and I'm like, oh no, it's Julia.
I did
right?
to start with too.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh my God.
It's like she looks a bit young.
But that you would think would have to be a flashback then.
Yeah.
So later she's
right.
in the book and it's not a flashback, but I don't know if she really is. I'm telling you, this issue is wacky. It's wacky because of what Bruce has gone through. But in the meantime, while you have Alfred and Julia, we then go to the thing that I just don't like. I know it's
I thought this was going to be your favorite page.
No, well,
Dick Grayson coming out of the shower, baby. Yeah. His towel's almost open.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I thought that we were going to reset the timeline because he's coming out like Bobby Ewing. But when he comes out, I'm like, the worst is he has a towel. He can't show his butt cheeks. That's what they always show.
That's a joke for older people, by the way, like me.
Very old. So he comes out. And I'm like, oh man, the Robins. I'm not that into them.
You're not a big fan, are you, Jim? And I'm the same. I'm not sold yet because we're not sure which one is which, apart from Dick.
Yeah, and we almost see.
We do.
So
where's the swimsuit issue?
He comes out, and they're all laughing, and they're like, oh man, wait till Dick sees this, and they hand him this tablet. And Gotham's favorite Robin, even when they're talking, hey, you want to get something to eat? I hear this place has Robin eggs. I'm like, come on now. Stop it. Like, you know what I mean?
It's a Robin craze in Gotham,
please
Jim.
Stop it. But then you end up where, hey, look at this. There's the Gotham's favorite Robin. I'm like, come on. I'm telling you, I'm sitting there. I'm like,
dear.
Scott Snyder, you're an older guy. You're kind of close to me and Gray's age, and I don't think you need to do this.
We are.
What are you talking to the young kids out here? Because I think this is ridiculous. First,
but this made me laugh to start with because like his initial reaction is like, hey, we didn't sign up for this, and it's like, hang on a minute, last place,
which is bullshit.
That made me laugh.
And then they go down and they're like, again, it's like I think Scott Snyder's trying to give you this little character work, like, oh, Steph's dark and mysterious. Dude, I'm like, I'd rather see that than be told by
we haven't
Gotham's
seen any of this
Robin.
yet. Nowhere near enough.
I'm telling you, most people, if you would look at this page and I'd say, who's on the page? The first thing they would say is Harley Quinn, even though Harley is in the book in a different capacity. But that's what Steph looks like.
Which one's Duke?
Yeah.
If the whitewashed Duke,
now,
Jim,
Duke's there when he says, seriously
on?
respect the voters, man. He's a little darker. He's not full. But even then, they're like, are we supposed to like them? Because I don't. I think maybe you're not supposed, but Dick Grayson wants no parts of this shit. He hasn't from the beginning. And I think he might be the only one that lives through all this because it's obviously pointing to the point where he will join Batman. He will join Bruce. He's disillusioned already. He's starting to learn that it's always, hey, we didn't sign up for this. He's an EMT, so he wants to save people, but he's hurting them. And even when they ended up, remember, they were destroying buildings. He's like, holy crap, I didn't think we were going to hurt other people.
No, that's right.
Tim,
also Absolute Batman. This version, he needs a sidekick. He needs someone to calm him down. Man, he's a bit of a dick again, isn't he? In this issue, we talked about it last time.
Yeah, he's a dick.
He's really
that's
annoying.
Probably the thing that you're right. And Bruce is a dick, right? Tim Drake's a dick. R.I.P. Jason Todd's a dick, right?
Too soon, Tim.
You start out with Alfred, and the reason you're having that conversation is because, lo and behold, he's been a dick. There's not a lot of likable people in this book.
No.
There really isn't. I get it. I get that you're in the Absolute Universe. Everything's a bit tainted. That's the thing of Dick. You end up,
I think Dick Grayson's meant to be the likable one, isn't he? But everyone's taking the piss out of him the whole time. And that's the thing with it. Dick Grayson is always the guy who sees the light and so it's done well, but at the expense of me not liking anybody in the book. I have to be serious, right? And so you end up where Tim, and I like too where they're announcing it because I think Scott Snyder at this point has either been told or realizes people don't know who's who. A lot of people, again, at first we thought tell them apart.
Tim might have been Damian, which would be odd, but it's Tim. That you got that pretty quick, but they're always in Mecca, and the art was not great at that point. You couldn't tell who's who. So they end up, at least you get that. But again,
at least, Tim looks very young here. He's a very young one.
Yeah.
But what about Jason, Jim? He looks like older than Dick, doesn't he, in this art?
And he looks
a bit weird.
I mean, they all look alike. They always would, but it's just kind of weird. And then Jason's like, hey, I'm going to go back out. Like, no, we talked about this. You can't go out solo.
You can rest. I'm going to catch Batman.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, man. And then, like, Dick is like, I'll say it again. This mission is about more than just hunting down Batman. It's about making Gotham better, but they don't care. That's the thing. Tim and Dick especially, or Tim and Jason, they just want to catch Batman now. It's like a contest kind of thing. And they do go. And Tim eventually, follows him out. R.I.P. But so you end up with more of Alfred and Julia. And it's just, hey.
Julia.
Really. It's just, I wasn't that interested. Then we go off.
Do you get the feeling it's a bit of the old, oh my God, here we go again, the bad dad narrative, a little bit in it? It's like,
and so that ties into going to Barbara Gordon, whose dad is dead. And at first I saw her and I thought, oh shit, Amanda Waller's in the book. Because Jesus Christ, Gordon was not hit the ground yet before Barbara started juicing. She is huge. What is she?
Is she lifting those weights there? Is that her?
That's her.
Bloody hell.
She's huge.
I thought it was Harvey.
No, she's huge.
No, he's watching her. He's spotting her.
Better get the hell out. He's going to get the shit kicked out of him. She is humongous. Again.
Look at her biceps. Holy shit. They're bigger than yours.
Nobody told me the gun show was in Gotham. I mean, holy shit. But I think that what Scott Snyder would say is she is channeling this anger and upsetness of her dad being died, and she's taking it out on the weights because she is jacked. But she says to Harvey, can you look into my father's murder? And he goes, what do you mean? It's a closed case. She goes, no.
Hey, it's a closed case. Everyone knows Batman did it. Come on.
She's like, I don't think that's true. I don't think, just can you check into it? So you get the idea that
I'm happy about that, Jim. At least she's open to other options because she kind of knows Batman a little bit, doesn't she?
And again, she's not completely saying, hey, I think Batman didn't do it because this. She really just wants to be sure because I don't think it computes in her mind that he would do it. He had no reason to do it. Her dad, not that, like, if she knew everything, then she'd really be like, holy crap, because her dad did like, and even kind of loved Bruce. So it was odd, but at least she's kind of looking into it. That this issue has a lot of, let's check in and see what people are and aren't doing, because then we go to Harley. And again, it's that, remember we said before, there's that weird like pacing where you jump back and forth. Like the idea with Julia and Alfred, I could have had that be done in the beginning, but he really wanted to push that last bit to tie into Barbara.
It does jump around a lot, this issue.
But it jumps around the things I'm not that excited about. But you end up where Harley's just like, she's fixing her.
She's making a new Maxwell Silver hammer.
She is
double-headed.
It's pretty crazy. It's double-headed, but it's also electrified. So that's pretty crazy. I just wanted to yell hammer time at one point. But you end up where she's like, this is bullshit. I'm out. But then we go back to Julia, and it's like, come on, please. Because,
you guys still talking?
I thought you'd gone. Shut the hell up. Julia's like, man, you haven't talked to me in like 20 years. What are you making up for it? But yeah, even the guys, the Red Hood gang are like, hey, maybe we should do some things so that you could still team up with Batman. They're like, no. Harley says, no, we're done.
I like that as well, because they sound like they've been enjoying it. They weren't sure at first, but they're into it. But she's like, no, she's finished. We're done. Moving on.
And then you get the credits page, and you have the Batman, which is Bruce with Falcone. That's stupid back, because then we go off to pretty much what would be the Batcave and his conspiracy wall. He's lost it. Now,
he's completely gone, Jim.
This is what I wonder. I know that we've had times. Remember, we had an issue where it looked like Batman had been ripped apart and destroyed. And then, it was of the mind. I don't know about this scene, because all of the other rogues besides Wayland were like, they wanted no parts. And in this, they mentioned, we're only here because Wayland said, but it seems too quick for them to go. And then why isn't...
They've come to try and help him, haven't they? Or give him advice or something.
Why isn't one of them saying, go F yourself, jerk? Because he is not nice. And
no, he's lost it. He's been a bitch.
Yeah, he's a dick.
He's been a bitch to them all.
He's a dick. He ends up because they come in and he's like, you guys get away. I told you to stay away. I wanted to say, no. We said that we didn't want any parts of you, dick. But and then
you don't understand anything about what this is. And he's so conceited as well.
Batman's there. He's got his fist clenched. And when I look, I'm like, oh, so your friend the Penguin who's crippled. Yeah, you know why? Because of you. Oh, there's the Riddler. There's Edward, and he's got shit coming out the back of his head. You know why? Because of you. You got Two-Face, who most feminine looking Two-Face in this book.
Has he got a man bun?
He's got a
Two-Face.
What an idiot. Like, that's the worst. I see him and I'm like, man, you look horrific. He's like, man, how can I help it? No, the man bun. Get rid of that thing. It'd be funny when it's cut in half.
For God's sake.
But yeah, they're all suffering because of him. And he has the gall to just say, I don't want your help. Get the hell out of here. But by the end, his mom shows up and I don't know how this has happened.
No, I don't. This is a bit of a weird. This is the weirdest part of the book.
We thought she was shot. They never really, as far as I remember, they never really let us know what happened there. So she just shows up, and I'm starting to think that this might not be real. Because again, these rogues, I get it.
Is it of the mind?
But that's what I'm saying. Maybe because he's so, and if it is, I think that Scott Snyder was trying to do it in a specific way. And I think it got lost in the translation. If it is, if this is not, I'm wondering how.
I got the impression, Jim, that what's happened here is like Wayland's got the rogues to come and try and basically sober Bruce up, snap him out of this crazy conspiracy, trail that is going down, this like rabbit hole.
I kind of wish that it was of the mind, because I'm telling you, he is going through this shit in his mind after the Scarecrow said, "Hey, everything was connected." The whole deal of your dad, this was a plan.
We all connected you. It's all been planned out. Your whole life is planned out, kind of thing.
if this is real, first off, Bruce anyway is crazy because he says, you guys were in on it. And he's like, you're not helping. And then starts going with the, hey, Penguin, you do this and your shipment. And it's the idea that
you're connected to JK, to Joker.
Yeah, it's all connected to clowns.
Aren't they? Yeah.
And even to the point
when you start looking, Jim, you can find connections to anything, can't you? That's the whole point.
The weird thing is, it's like, oh man, you got your scholarship from Marcel Marceau. I'm like, that's pretty fancy. That fucking guy, that French clown.
Ooh, a famous clown that most people have never heard of.
Mine than a clown, but
yeah. Look at you. Yeah.
But the thing is, he's like, oh, the clown. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of stupid. Like that legit to me. Like, come on now. But then he gets worse. Like he goes, and again, Batman, smartest guy, detective.
Matt when we need him, Jim? That's what I want to know.
Oh, Dr. Matt's all into this. I think he agrees with everything he says. Bruce is like, hey, when my dad got shot, you guys, it was set up. Hey, Penguin, you were looking at the Penguin exhibit. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? What? And he's like, hey, Waylon, you were there and it looked and you were at the crock pit. And I'm like, no, I don't think so. Like, this is ridiculous. They were little kids. And then it's like, it was all set up. It was all set. And then he goes with Two-Face is the worst too. And even Edward and all, and he's tying this all in. And he's like, they kept Rams there, the sacrificial favorite of Janus, the god of duality. Like, he even says, he's like, and you, Harvey, you were the worst. Like, I couldn't figure it out, but now I got it. He's completely lost it. Somebody should go up to him and smack him.
But the key, Jim, the answer has to be the bats. Yeah. They were imported from this jungle in Bolivia. God. Where's he gone? Yeah, he's gone. He's lost.
So then
he's lost in France.
He's completely lost it. And it's like, even then, you end up where Penguin says it's a con. Everybody sees this, It's bullshit.
We all see it apart from you,
because you're in on it. And he starts yelling, and you're compromised. Waylon's yelling again. He's just being dicks to his friends, but he's completely lost it. And then ends up where Alfred shows up with his mom.
Alfred and his mom turn
up. It's weird. What happened to his mom? She went off and found the owls, and then there was a gunshot, and it seemed like, oh my God, it might have been her. But
did she know he was Batman before this? I can't even remember.
I think that she didn't. So she even says, if I knew before, I would have been okay with it. But it almost feels like she's talking
some part
from
of it
heaven.
Always knew.
I don't know.
That's what she's saying here.
Because I don't know how she's there. And
we didn't know she knew. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then he goes, oh,
or maybe she didn't.
See, you're here, and it's a bit of the owls. And she's like, what are you talking about? Talk to me, baby. Talk to me.
That's the last clue.
And he's like, tell me. And then he just goes, he gets shot, but then he goes away.
He stomps off, and then he starts to attack his mum. Yeah. And Alfred shoots him. Yeah. Like, well, somehow. Yeah. Zaps him with something.
And he gets, hit and goes down. He's got armor, whatnot. But then everybody's like, oh my God. And then Bruce walks away. His mom's on his knees. I'm like, yeah, I get that scene.
Stay down, kids. It's Alfred. Bruce is like, he's gone. He's out of there. See you later, suckers.
So then you go to Falcone and the whole Falcone stuff.
Back in time.
The Batman, he has that bat. And it's, again, I don't know that I'm there's a lot of that. I like the issue. But there's these things
but it jumps around too much.
And it's like, oh man, he's that hit. He's the goon squad of Falcone.
He's the Batman for Falcone.
Yeah, so he
gets a little message from his mum, like a note saying, be more than this, Bruce.
Yeah. And he rips it off and wipes his butt with it. And he gets his bat. And he's going to go up, but if he does this next job, he's going to graduate. He's not going to be the Batman anymore, and he's going to get a place to live. Problem is, it's not going to work out because then he's out patrolling, and he ends up where Jason Todd in the Godzilla mecha. This thing is too big. It's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Look at the cars under its feet.
Seriously, Batman.
For God's sake.
It's nonsense. I mean, this thing is wrecking it. You see it. He turns the corner and rips a building apart. Yeah. So he's like, oh, man. And again, the joke was, man, we're not just going to run into him. Oh, my God, there he is. And he's like,
he is. He's been waiting for them, man. He's waiting for Jason.
And he's like, I got you dead to rights, you porny freak. And then Batman goes, I'm not here to fight. And then there's a bit of a typo, I think, because Jason says, sure, you not. I'm like, I think it's your not.
Typo.
But yeah. And says, nice try. And then gets him with the balls. Not in the balls.
He doesn't resist, does he, Batman? He takes it.
Yeah, he gets him with the balls, and he's captured. And that's where Tim shows up. And then you're like, what are they doing? It feels like Jackson in Bloodsport. When he ends up winning, then he's celebrating too early. He's jumping around and celebrating. But he's like, hey, Tim, get up here. We're going to take a selfie and we're going to show it to Dick. It's going to be great. That's what us kids do, right? I'm like, oh, God. But it picks up here because all of a sudden.
Hey, fellow kids.
Yeah. So then it's like, oh, no, the crows are there. So Batman knows that.
Batman sees the crows. He's freaking out. Run. That means Scarecrow's here.
Be funny if they were just crows. They just showed up. But he's like, you guys stop. Like, go. You got to run. They're taking the selfie, and behind them, you see this morphing, and I guess it's Clayface kind of going with it. They don't catch
in the selfie in the camera, because it's right behind them.
They're like, look, we got the Batman behind us. I'm like, man, this is great. We're going to send it to Dick Grayson.
What's that weird thing growing out of the clay or the ground right behind us?
Dick Grayson gets the thing, and it's like, it's from Jason. I hope it's not another dick pic. And then he looks at it and says, so he ends up, oh, man, this will be great. He's going to know that we did it. And then they get attacked from behind by a Batman. The thing is, though, is that later Jason will be like, oh, my God, you killed. Jason knows that Batman is incapacitated. He's there wrapped up. This other Batman
surely
can't be him. And I think they would know that. But they just go to attack. And this bat is crazy. It's huge. But it skewers. It just runs through because all these spikes come out. We've seen it before that happens.
Batman AF squared, Jim, isn't it? Yeah. Jesus.
Cubed.
Quadrupled.
So, he knocks out Jason. And there's clay and shit all around to show you the deal, it seems. But then,
which we'd seen that it was growing out of the ground or out of the clay. The earth.
And the weird play was it wasn't. They're sending. Are we supposed to think that Jason and Tim are talking trash? Man, let's send this thing because Scarecrow. Remember, people get angry and people get all whacked out when Scarecrow's in. I just think they're dicks. They were just like, I thought they were going to start beating each other up or something like, hey, I'm the one who caught
Scarecrow,
Batman.
and he's dodgy cigarettes as well. He kind of blows his smoke in people's faces. I think that's the version of the, what do you call it?
Clayface here going.
Fear gas.
Yeah, so you end up where Tim's dead, but Jason's knocked out.
Tim's on a spike. He's impaled by the Clayface Batman. It's crazy scene.
Batman takes the phone and takes a selfie. He gives a thumbs up. It's like that one with the grave. He's like giving the thumbs up. But so you have this deal where Batman's now going to fight Batman AF cubed, and everything he says, he repeats
Clayface Batman. Yeah,
and everything. And he's like, "Oh, you killed him, monster."
Whatever Batman says, Clayface repeats.
It's okay. So then we go back to Falcone and Bruce and the flashback deal, and the idea where he doesn't want to. We know that he's not going to kill somebody, but he's like, "Oh man, we just found the guy.
You got to make an example of this guy.
He's a real piece of
Bruce.
shit." It ends up being Matches, so it's his buddy, but they haven't seen him in a while.
Jimmy.
Yeah,
yes, he's a lot younger.
Yeah, I think it's Meth Malone now is what it is. But he ends up where he's got to beat him up, and he kind of beats him up.
It's like a member of Green Day.
Really, this does. He's like, you got to get out of here. You got to run. I got to kind of do the motions here, but I'm not going to kill you. And they say, take him down. And that's where you even see him remember what his mom said, what Gordon said. But once even at Matches, like, oh, please stop. And then this is the thing, just complete a scene. I know he does this all the time, but this scene, I don't need to wait to see if Bruce kills a guy. Wait. And again, you've already had the idea that Tim died, but so he wants to connect that shit.
By the way, Jim, he doesn't hold back on poor Matches, does he?
No.
He whams him 2 or 3 times.
He whams him bad, but then when they say later, hey, you got to finish the job, and they're going to shoot him, he doesn't want that. So he's not going to go for that. He's kind of like, hey, Matches, sorry about this, but I got to do it, and beats the living crap. And it could have been a little
reminds
nicer.
me of Rocky, the first Rocky movie. Yeah, the beginning of that.
But it reminds me of the movie Kingpin. I don't know if you ever see Kingpin. Because
I love that movie.
Remember when they're in the diner and they start the fight? It's Roger Clemens. And Woody jumps in on the other side. And he's like, listen, I didn't want them to know we were in cahoots. And he's like, you didn't have to pour the hot sauce in my eyes. I love that movie. It's so good. Randy Quaid's just like, why did you do that? He's like, I didn't want them to know we were in cahoots. But yeah, but Woody was taking a lot of pleasure in beating him up. But it is a baseball player, Roger Clemens. And it makes sense because he's mad in there. And
okay, that's why it went over my head then.
And the thing is, it's great because it makes sense because the guy's got roid rage because he's definitely good steroids. But roid rage. So you end up where Batman's pissed at this Clayface Batman, but he just dissipates and goes down the sewer and says, hey, you don't get to leave ever. Because he's yelling, you can't leave, you can't leave. What it does is great because Batman gets to take a step without being accused of murder. Because then you even have Scarecrow's up there and waves goodbye. So creepy, right? And that's where...
Shame,
and again,
so young too. I guess it was bound to happen, Batman. See you around. And how scary does he look? He's in like 3 panels, Jim, that's all.
Yeah, but it's good. But
memorable.
Then Jason wakes up. And again, you don't see the smoke. It's just, I mean, Jason has a reason. He's the guy's triggered on anything, but then he sees poor Tim dead. And just, I mean, at one point he'd be like, what the hell happened? I guess maybe, but he should have known that there was another Batman because he had Batman tied up and then he got attacked from the rear. And I mean, sexy, like, and ended up where Batman was even yelling, you got to get away and stuff like that, but they didn't listen. So, and again, do you think that what will happen is kind of funny? But they'll say, oh man, Batman killed Tim. And then Dick Grayson's like, wait a second, this selfie that you sent me, look behind there. There's a Batman growing.
Hopefully, because that was clear to us reading the issue.
It's weird. They looked at it and sent it and didn't see it, but Dick Grayson might. But yeah, he's like, you killed him. And he's like, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. He's like, you're going to pay for it, you son of a bitch. And then the police show up.
That's because the Robins suck, Jim, in this universe. Yeah, Robin
terrible.
Team. They're terrible.
Batman runs. He skedaddles to fight another day. I think that when...
just as a GCPD arrives.
I think that when he runs, he might think of making the cape kind of come in. It kind of does show where he's going. Like, he runs around the corner, and
his
that
boo
fucking
as well,
cape is still going. They're like, hey, which way did he go? Like, are you crazy? I still see the cape.
It's 2 miles long.
He might as well strap a paint can to his ass and put a hole in it so it could drip. The thing's nonsense. But then we go back again in the flashback to the...
We're catching up. Yeah, the flashback to Maxis Malone on the floor. Please, no more.
He's like, no more. And yeah, he beats the living crap out of him. But the idea is, hey, finish him off. This guy's a piece of crap. What are you waiting for? Boss says, keep going. Pay. And then, no, please, no more, please. I have a tour to go with Green Day soon. That's what he said. And he's like, well, if you're not going to do
Offspring away from
me. So he's like, all right, if you're not going to do it, I'll do it. He's going to shoot him. Then Bruce says no and hits him
Bruce
over the head.
Bruce turns the bat on him, and he hits him smack.
And says, matches run now. And then he runs, and this guy kind of like wakes up and says, you made one hell of a last mistake, Bat Boy. And he gets shot. Poor Bruce is getting shot all over the
Bruce
place.
Here twice,
I think he gets it on the shoulder. Yeah. Which, again, there's so many times in these comics, and especially Batman, he'll tear his shoulder. He'll end up where he'll get shot. That shit takes a long time to heal. Right? He's always good right away. I'm telling you, my shoulder hurts. Oh, geez. My shoulder hurts. And legit, 35 years ago, it still
my shoulder hurts from jiu-jitsu like 3 years ago. It's still aching.
I ended up falling off a motorbike. It was. It was like a dirt bike, and the thing, we liked it, but it had this weird thing where all of a sudden it would rev up uncontrollably and go faster than it should. And I hit this hill and went flying off it. And I thought it was hilarious.
Oh, no.
I landed, started laughing. When I went to push myself up, I realized, oh shit, I got to go to the hospital. But recently, my dog Mia has messed up my shoulder as well. She ended up getting away. She pulled out of her leash, and we have a busy road. So I went to go grab her, and I tripped and dove to get her. Landed on my I didn't get her. She just ran home.
At least didn't land on your head.
Yeah,
your shoulder saved your head, man.
It hurts still, like every night. And then I get these cramps. I'm a wreck, like Bruce. But yeah, now
you're finished, Wayne. You hear me?
So he's like, "You're finished. You hear me? You're done."
You're done.
So the thing is, yeah, he's done. He's going to be done with Falcone. That was not going to last. I didn't think he was ever going to kill somebody. So. You get that.
Nah.
So everybody now thinks, oh, look at Batman. He's killed Jim Gordon and Tim Drake.
And Tim Drake, poor old young Tim Drake.
If you made Tim Drake a likable guy, like, hey, hey, I'm Tim Drake and I'm a scrappy dude. Or what? No, he was a dick. So when he ends up dying, I'm like, whatever. There's a lot of Robins. Jason next. Just go down the line. Steph. Duke, I feel bad for. He hasn't done much, but just whittle him down. We need Dick Grayson. He needs to join up. But obviously, Dick is going to have to figure out, if that's going to happen, he's going to have to figure out that, oh my God, Batman. And now this will be the other thing. Maybe they'll get the GCPD and they'll really push Joe, whoever will push the idea. We have evidence, Batman. And then Dick will see, oh my God, this selfie ends up showing different. Why are they lying? You're one step away from Dick Grayson quitting. He seems to just not like anything. The only thing I think he's around still for is because of the other Robins. But again, we didn't really play that out in the book, though. We haven't seen. He seems annoyed with all of them. He's like, R.I.P., pour one out for our homie, Tim Drake, but whatever. But yeah.
Tim Drake, we hardly
knew you, yeah. Be funny. Steph dies next. I'm like, was she in the book? Oh, yeah, she was. But then, you get next, the Bat is born. I would have taken the Bat with me. I don't know why he's like dry. I guess he got shot, but still, you better stop this guy. I don't think the guy only had 2 bullets, right? The guy's like, you're finished. Why doesn't he shoot him again right in the face? I don't know. But that's how it ends. What would you give it?
Bloody hell, so much goes on this issue. It's hard to think of a score. Like I was saying, my only complaint is it feels a little bit samey. We're getting the kind of same things happening over and over again, but there's almost too much going on, Jim. Saying that, I love the art. Good to see Nick Dragotta back on the book. Good to see you there. I'm going to go, let's see, I'm a 7.5.
I'm going to go 8. I'm going to be positive because I think that, I guess what it is you got to get some things done with to get going. I don't know, but the Pennyworth Julia thing, I didn't need that. It's a reminder. Like the Harley thing is just like, hey, we're not going to be teaming up. Okay, thanks.
One page would have been enough, wouldn't it?
By. Yeah, and then the whole thing with the Bat stuff and the Falcone, that had to just end. I didn't really like it from the beginning, but it ends now. It's pretty cool.
That could finish for me.
Yeah, now that seems done. Now again, Falcone will be against him, but I hope that it's more of just standard deal then. And I don't like the Robins. It's just they're not growing on me. And with Tim dying, I'm not like, it's weird. I just don't care for them in the book. It feels weird. Maybe it's just because they're a different way and they're working for, I don't know. You just don't really get.
Do you not feel, Jim, as well? Like it feels like this book, it's almost like Scott Snyder's like on a deadline or something. Yeah. It feels like there's no time to breathe, which can be a good thing, I know, but it's like, go.
I think some of the other books are showing a thing, and I was going to mention, I'm glad you said that. I think that they're heading towards that event. And I think they.
Is that what it is?
I think it might be like an event. I think that because there's an event coming up, and I think that what they're thinking is we have this and this and this to do, and we got to get it done. And so
it feels like it with this. Like it really does. So more than the other books.
Yeah. So in this episode, we have Wonder Woman with awful art, with the Cowardly Lion. We had Superman where he's hugging it out with Metallo and giving him like mouth to mouth, and then we have this. But I like Superman.
I still do like it. I don't want to become across negative, but for me, this is a bit like
the last 2 Wonder Womans have been off. They have been off. It's that guest art, and it's not very good. So I hope that picks up as well. But we'll see. But I still like it. And again, it's hard to bitch and moan about like the most popular book in comics.
I know, and it is the most popular book in comics.
Yeah. It's just
simple as that.
Here's where the complaints from me come, and where I get all riled up is, I know it's very popular, right? That doesn't mean every issue is a 10. You can have a 7.5 and an 8. It's still our favorite book, but you want them to be 10s.
I'll tell you what, a lot of Tim fans will give this low marks for sure.
Yeah, I wonder what maybe they were like, thank God, because that Tim sucked.
It might be.
They're like, now he can't. Character assassination's over because he's dead.
Not like, what have you done to my boy?
Yeah,
no,
like,
you think they'd be happy?
Maybe they're celebrating it. I didn't even look because I was looking at a bunch of other things. What League of Comic Geeks?
League's mostly positive, but I've seen some like 1 and 2 stars out of 5. So I was like, okay.
I'll tell you,
not everyone loves it.
There's usually like super fans on League of Comic Geeks, if you ask me. It kind of both, the very high, very low. But if you go and look at some of the other books this week, books that I was like, Supergirl is a book that the people on League of Comic Geeks usually end up like, oh man, this is cool. And we like it. We like and then like this issue. It is not good. To have that start the event, that freaking Zod, oh my God, there's really...
I've only looked at Bleeding Hearts on League, that's all apart from this.
And
everyone loves that because it's Dennis Camp, Jim. Everyone's favourite writer.
Eisner winner. I love that Simon pointed out the guy he got best ongoing and best limited series, but yet didn't get best writer. That seems weird. That seems like they're like, well, we like these books, but we really don't like him as a writer. It doesn't make sense. But there you go. But we'll get going. You are going to go to bed, and I'm going to give my cat insulin and eat breakfast. Because we're on opposite sides of the world.
What are you having for brekkie, Jim? Something exciting?
I'll probably have some avocado toast or something with an egg. Ooh. Nonsense. I don't really like it. I know people like that, but it's low salt, low sodium.
Get some wasabi and soy sauce
on
it.
I can't. That's you say that, and now I'm pissed off.
Oh, Jesus.
Or I'll eat this. I made this turkey with thing, and I might just eat like a crazy meal for breakfast, turkey, rice, and crazy vegetables. I don't know.
I was just checking who won the best writer for the Eisners.
Mariko Tamaki.
Dennis Camp. Mariko Tamaki for This Place Kills Me, which I'd never even heard of.
You know what kills me?
There we go.
Is their Barbara Gordon book that came out this week. That book sucks. It's terrible. It's bad.
Talk about a nosedive. The first issue wasn't too bad. It was all right.
Every issue is like you don't even know what's going on. And this one's the same. It changes. You don't know what's happening. It's all over.
I want to know what gummies she's on. I want to have some, man.
Yeah, I might even too. Dr. Matt could hook us up. That if people listening, if you do listen to the regular DC show, unfortunately, get this, Brad's on vacation this week, so we're gonna have to push the Barbara Gordon till next week, so I have a reprieve for a week before I lose my mind.
What a shame!
But we'll have to, and the Green Lantern Corps will be next week, so we'll have a bunch of things.
Double shame.
And again, it's because nobody else wants to talk about those books. They're so bad. So.
Who's even reading those books?
Me and Brad. That's it. So, but I think Dr. Matt's going to be doing Supergirl with me because of the event. Cool. And that book's bad. It's really bad. They oh my God. You'll have to listen to the show to hear what I'm talking about.
And did you even know there's a new Mark Waid, Chris Samney? Batman
no. Actually, I'm going to be doing that with Zach. Because the year
I had no idea about that.
I had no idea.
I quite enjoyed it.
Okay, that's good because I was excited for that. I know.
Where was the hype?
I don't know.
Heard nothing.
And everybody's ditching Mark Waid and people with their stances.
Ditching comics by the sound of things.
That's true too. So, but we're going to get out of here. So thank you for joining me, Gray. Thanks everybody for listening. And as I say this, I do not know where my thing is. We're still recording, correct? Right? I'm telling you something.
We are recording.
Something is weird here because it's
all is good
here. I
on
found
my end.
Somehow it's
5 by 5.
Away. Yes. Batman AF cubed.
You're not slipping out again, are you?
I am. But here we go. Because I have a Werther's for you. You want some candy, kid? That's it. So we will talk to you all later.
感動して感謝しました本当に大好きです私は普通の男ではありません私はもう本性の愛です私にからかわないでくださいそうしないとあなたは消えてしまいます私は普通の男ですでも私はあなたを殺しますだからそのまま受け取ってください足元に